morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to PWC Connections here on WIDU Radio. My name is LAMONT HINSON. I am a community relations specialist with Fayetteville PWC. And today I have privilege to have two guests joining me. One you may be quite familiar with, and another one who's new to the program. So first I would like to introduce our Mayor Pro Tem and District 6 Councilman and the host of Councilman Conversations, Mr. Derek Thompson. He's pulling double duty this morning. He's going to join us for the first half of today's program so we can have this conversation. Good morning, Councilman.
Good morning, Lamont. How you doing this morning?
Doing well.
Everything's good?
Yes, sir.
I've been out of town for a while. I'm just getting back, so I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here as well, sir. And also joining me, we have one of the key accounts agents over at Fayetteville PWC, Mr. Teddy Warner. What's going on, Teddy?
Good, Lamont. Thanks for the opportunity to join you today. Council members, thank you for letting me host or join you in your hostess show today. It's a pleasure.
Teddy, you always welcome, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So we are getting ready to have an interesting conversation, and for everyone in the room, they have some insight on. We were initially going to have another conversation, but as our Mayor Pro Tem knows, we're both Eagles fans. Sometimes you got to call an audible, and that's what I had to do this morning. I had to
You had to call a Philly special, didn't you?
I had to check down and make a pivot and change up our topic for this morning's conversation. So those who may not be aware or may be aware, on July 7th, or it was effective July 7th, Fayetteville PWC went into a water conservation measure in response to the city of Fayetteville's water shortage ordinance. And with that, we're going to have some conversation about what those conservation measures mean. We definitely don't want any of our listeners or anyone in the community to panic. So even though we have put the information out via press release, and if you were to contact Fayetteville PWC, some of our customer service representatives have been sharing that information as well. I thought it might be interesting for us to have some conversation, put some things at ease, especially with the WIDU station allowing us this platform. So before we get into the actual topic itself, I don't take for granted that we may have new listeners and people may not be as familiar with our guests as you might think they are. So I'd like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves and talk about what they do. So this may seem a little redundant for you, Mayor Pro Tem, but you just never know who is new to the program and new to who you are as well. So if you would just give us
hopefully they were listening to the last show, so they would already have a brief history of what I do.
I agree, but we may have some core listeners that only check us out the second Monday at 11 o'clock, and if we do, thank you. I appreciate it. So if you would.
I appreciate that, Lamont, but I think they come on the second Monday at 10 o'clock and listen to my show. But
little competition.
Council Conversations is always a hot topic now.
Yes.
Well, I'm Derek Thompson, your city councilman, your Mayor Pro Tem from District 6. I've been serving, this is my third term now, and District 6 is the southwest side of Fayetteville. It runs from Rayford Road, from Bingham Drive, all the way down to the VA Hospital and everything southwest. So if you're on Bingham Drive, Fisher Road, Belly Lake, Stony Point, King Road, you're all in my district. So that's the area that I cover. It circumferences, I think, almost 19,000 people. And I'm happy to be their representative. So if you need something, you can always call me or reach out to me, i.e. 433-1329 or 433-1992. Or you can call me personally at 910-308-9688. I only have one phone. That's the one I answer to. And if you call me, I'll pick it up. So thanks for having me, Lamont. It's good to be a part of this conversation. I just came back from vacation. I did not know that we were in a drought, but as I was coming home last night and listened to our messages, I have aqua water, and they also put out the message of a stage 1 consideration. So thank you for having me. It's a great conversation to keep our community informed, engaged, and empowered about what they need to know that circumferences the city of Fayetteville.
Yes, sir. And I will attest to that. I have reached out to him probably more often than he would like me to, but he answers the phone, and I appreciate him for doing so. And I almost feel like he duplicates himself because I see him in so many different seats, wearing so many different hats.
Well, in order for you to serve, you have to be a servant.
There you go. In addition to being the Mayor Pro Tem a council person, you also serve as the liaison.
I am also the liaison of PWC. That is correct.
So a little bit about that. The role of being the liaison between the city and Fayetteville PWC?
Our role is to make sure that we have an open dialogue, that we have open communication. So if there's something going on that PWC is, I relay it back to the city council. Something that the city is doing, I relay it when I come to the PWC meetings. I am encouraged by knowing more about PWC, and I am also enthused about giving them information that pertains to PWC that can help them, that comes from the city. So that is pretty much my role, is to keep the neutral. You have your commissioners who are on the same level as the mayor, and you have your CEOs who's on the same level as our city manager, and I'm the in-between guy. So I love that role, and I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Yes, sir.
So.
Now, as you mentioned, this is your third term being on the city council. What keeps you doing what you do? Most people want to retire and just kick back, but you continue to serve.
Well, you're going to get me in trouble answering that question. My wife's probably listening. I retired from the military after 21 years. Then I retired from the post office after serving 15 years. And previously, as we were early on council conversations, we had a conversation about Bill Crisp, who is a long-serving member of city council, while I was still working in the post office. And when he passed away, Chris Davis, matter of fact, he supported Chris Davis taking his place when he left. Well, when Chris wanted to leave, he came and found me as I was delivering the mail, because I was the president of my HOA out of Raconda, and he wanted me to take his place. So that's how I got started. Like I just got finished saying earlier, in order for you to be a servant, you have to serve. And I've been serving my entire life in the military and then serving as the post office. And one thing good about being in the post office, I was delivering mail to most people in my district. So they already knew I was a servant. So, and that helped me. It helped me a lot. And I'll continue to serve as long as I keep following God and he tells me to order my footsteps to do this and do that. That's what I'll continue to do.
Well, it's working
Not just
for
now,
you.
but for the rest of my life.
Yes, sir. It's working for you. You look like you're in your 40s, so I don't know how you've already retired from 2 organizations like that. So,
Well, like I said earlier, I'll be 65 in August. So,
wow. All right. Teddy, your turn. Tough act to follow, but if you would, just give us a little bit about your background and how you arrived at PWC, and tell us a little bit about your role.
Happy to, Lamont. I mean, I can't compete with the council member here, but what I can say is I used to live on that side of town.
Yes.
I was right on the cusp of District 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And,
on Paisley, correct?
That's right. Yes, sir. That's how I knew the former Councilmember Davis and then Councilmember Thompson. And I don't know how he is everywhere at the same time, and he's always available. So it's a testament to what you both have said here. I'm on the more close to the hospital now, District 5, and it's the same. Like the city council is very responsive and it's a great partner for us, especially to the key account program. So my background, I'm from here, born and raised from the south side of the town of the county, but I've been in Fayetteville now the last 15 to 20 years. I was received with open arms with many great people, especially like the council member here. I've been at PWC for almost 4 years. My background is in community and economic development for the most part, and some retail management and things like that back in the past. Like the council member said, I want to be a servant leader if I can in any way possible. I have the pleasure of serving on the redevelopment commission for the city. That's been a great opportunity. I'm in my second year on that. And I just recently got appointed to the Fayetteville Urban Ministries Board. So that'll start in August. So looking to find a way to get back and to serve. And that's a lot of what the key account program is giving the customer one point of contact, sometimes just after hours. A lot of things we can relate about on this.
That's right.
And it's just being there to support them. And I would say that it's about proactive relationship management is our number one goal, I would say, if I had to define it in layman's terms, with then, as a utility expert, being a close second to that. So that's really what the day-to-day is like in the key account program, is just to help people, give them somebody they can call at any time, email, text, whatever it is, and it could be anything at any time. Yeah. And then it's knowing who to call whenever we get those requests for assistance.
Sure. How big is the area? Key accounts is kind of one of those mysterious departments. So how big is your area? And talk about, I guess, how many key accounts. And you don't have to give an exact number, but a roundabout of what that looks like.
So there's roughly 70 total, and it's predominantly the largest commercial and industrial customers. but then there's also all the wholesale water, wastewater, the O&M contracts that we have through PwC. So it stretches across all throughout Cumberland County. It's not just the main area of the city. And I mean, I think we're as much of a regional utility right now as it could be, with obviously most of our service area is the city proper. So the total number of accounts, it's a blend of all. Whether it's municipal customers, commercial, industrial, and all the requests and their needs are different. But at the end of the day, it's all about just helping people.
Okay. And what keeps you doing what you do? I know there's no such thing as a boring day.
Well, and Lamar, you're right. I know you can relate to this, just like the council member. Every day is different, and it sometimes you feel like you don't really know what you accomplished that day because there's so many things that come through. But it's about that passion to serve. So it's a chance to give back. We got so many great things in Fayetteville, and so many great people, and that's really what it is. It's trying to give back however we possibly can, and that's the key account program is all about that, and it's trying to solve a problem as quickly as we possibly can, because these are our largest customers that are creating economic impact, community impact, social impact all over. And we want them to keep doing what they're doing, and we don't want the utilities to hold them back. Whatever we can do to help them and to solve problems, we want to do that.
Absolutely. All right. We're getting ready to take our first break. You had the opportunity to get introduced to who our guests are and what the show is going to be about today. Again, is our water conservation measures. You're listening to PwC Connections on WIDU Radio. We will be right back.
You ever notice how most helpful information always seems to show up just a little too late? Like, oh, the deadline was yesterday. Or,
you know, you could have saved money if you've done that earlier.
Timing matters. With smart timing, you can lower your energy costs by running appliances like washers, dryers, and dishwashers outside of peak hours. And by adjusting your thermostat just a few degrees higher between 3 and 6 in the afternoon, you can save even more. It's a simple shift that helps reduce strain on the energy grid, supports a more sustainable future, and keeps power reliable for everyone in our community. Because at Fayetteville PwC, we're committed to being environmentally responsible, dependable, and deeply invested in the place we all call home. Timing matters, and smart timing means savings. Learn more at startsaving@faypwc.com.
Fire crews from numerous agencies spent the weekend monitoring a wildfire in Charlotte that broke out on Friday. It's now more than 50% contained. Senator Lindsey Graham died over the weekend, the South Carolina Republican, a close ally of President Trump and a big booster of Ukraine. Attorney General nominee Todd Blanche's confirmation hearing goes before the Senate Judiciary Committee later this week. At this point, North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis says he has a positive predisposition toward Blanche. Gas prices are rising again as the conflict intensifies in Iran. The average price for regular is currently at $3.60 a gallon in North Carolina, up from $3.55 on Tuesday. The State Health Plan Board of Directors approving a new list of preferred providers, adding UNC Health and Novant Health, raising premiums by 5%. Tony Rixby, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. Heads up, the railroad crossing on the trail near the Clark Park and Nature Center will be under repair today and tomorrow, July 14th. The rest of the trail, park, and nature center will remain open as usual. Join us in congratulating Fayetteville Police Chief Roberto E. Ryan Jr. on his appointment by Governor Josh Stein to the North Carolina Governor's Crime Commission. Chief Bryan will help advise state leaders on crime and justice issues while representing communities across the state. The Fayetteville Cumberland Youth Council says join us in celebrating Gotcha Back's 10 years of giving back. We are proud to partner with Gotcha Back as they celebrate 10 years of providing free book bags to the community. Stop by 725 West Rowan Street on Saturday, August 1st from 10 a.m. until noon to pick up a free book bag while supplies last. Enjoy a fun family craft experience, stay and create a craft together, or pick up a take-home craft kit to enjoy later with your family. From WIDU Radio, I'm
With the front making its way through the area, we'll have more chances for scattered showers and some storms through the day today. Some of those showers and storms could lead to some localized flooding. Temperatures will be cooler into our Monday and Tuesday. Scattered showers and storms are possible this morning, with temperatures starting in the upper 60s. Highs this afternoon will only reach the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. More scattered showers and storms are possible. Heavy rainfall could lead to some localized flooding. I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the NCN Weather Center.
Welcome back. This is PWC Connections on WIDU Radio. My name is LAMONT HINSON. Today we're talking about water conservation measures with our Mayor Pro Tem Derek Thompson and our key accounts agent at Fayetteville PWC Teddy Warner. For those who may be unaware, effective July 7th, PWC staged a stage 1 alert for conservation measures dealing with water. Why? Because there was a drought in our area. We haven't had rain in quite some time. And as I say that, it just rained
last night.
It was much needed. But for those who wanted to or wondering what does stage 1 mean, just be aware that this is a voluntary conservation measure. Stage 1 takes effect until further notice is given. So we'll let the community know when we're out of stage 1 or if something happens to where we need to progress to another stage. And this is just the first stage of the City of Fayetteville's water shortage response ordinance. Conservation is not required. However, it is strongly encouraged. And this is for customers to reduce their non-essential water use whenever possible. So when I say non-essential, we're thinking about limiting your outdoor watering, limiting washing your vehicles or any outdoor activities where you're using treated PWC water. You might want to delay filling or refilling your pools, ponds, fountains, things of that nature. And at this time, PWC will not be providing any pool adjustment until further notice. And it's a reminder for customers to follow our year-round watering schedule. So if you have an address that ends in an odd number, there are certain particular days that you would be watering your grass or turning on your irrigation system. And if you have an address that ends in an even number, there are days for that. And you can get more information about what I'm referring to right now on our website, FAYPWC.com. With all that said, Mayor Pro Tem, if you would, with this recent announcement about the voluntary measures, what message would you like to share with the residents about why this proactive step is important for our community?
Well, first, let me go back and answer something that you asked about information. If you are an even number, you can water on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. If you're an odd number, you can water on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays. I said all that because I love to water my grass. I like to keep a green grass.
He's also letting you know he is thorough.
Not only that, I like to make sure I adhere to the laws, I don't say the laws, but the provisions that our utility put out, because if I want to be the liaison, I can't not follow the instructions and then ask somebody else to do the exact same thing. Yeah. It's paramount that we try to lead by example. I tell people all the time, don't talk me to death. Show me what you're going to do. Show me what you're talking about. Show me how you're following this and show me how you're following that. It's important not just for me, but sometimes I get criticized because y'all know I was the president of my HOA. If I drive down the street and you're on the odd side, and I see you outside and you water, I'm saying, come on now. Did you not know? And what I do is I try to inform them. Information is paramount. A lot of people don't do or don't know because they haven't been informed. And I talk about this at the PWC meetings all the time.
Yes,
what
sir.
are we doing to let the people know? If you tell the people, I'm pretty sure they would to adhere to everything that you ask them to do. And the reason they don't, it's 9 times out of 10 is because they don't know. So that's why I get stopped all the time when I drive out of my neighborhood.
And we've had conversations like this before, and I believe I would say that you're more of an advocate of it being more community, being a good neighbor. So having the boldness and willingness to speak up or say something to your neighbor and having the knowledge and information of knowing what the recommendations are, that is being a good neighbor as well as staying informed. And I won't say that's rare, but it's definitely appreciated for someone who's in a position of
Well, let me
leadership.
just say, Lamont, I get it from being in the post office. You know, being in the post office, being a mail carrier, I meet people all day, every day. So you got to have those social skills to know how to relate to people, to get them 9 times out of 10, to get them to do what you want them to do when it comes to something that they're not doing.
Yes, sir.
Or shouldn't be doing. So it's always good to have that attribute to be able to relate to people. And me being the president of my HOA, I just talk to people in my neighborhood all the time. Say, come on, guys, let's do this. One thing I love is even when the drains are clogged up, people don't realize that the flooding that we do have, when we do get rain, and the neighborhood I live in has a lot of pine trees.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to keep our drains clean. You know what makes them feel bad? When they see me walking around or driving around in my truck, stopping at every drain with my rake, getting it out. It's in front of their house.
There you go.
So now when I walk to the bridge and walk back, you know what I see now? Now I see them getting it out. Sometimes we have to lead by example.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's a great segue into also educating the community of having that understanding of the difference between like stormwater, wastewater, water services, and with you being a representative for the city, but almost a representative from PwC as well. How is it viewed, or is it appreciated, us taking precautionary measures, steps to get the community aware and prepared for certain conservation circumstances that may come about? And with us being a public municipal utility, an asset of the city as well, we're stepping out here trying to have precautionary measures. How is that viewed from the city aspect?
It's paramount. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm glad you asked that question. It's because we've been hit with life-changing events in this community for 3 times in the 23 years that I've been living here. If you don't prepare for the worst, the only thing you can do is hope for the best. So we have to make sure that we are prepared. Going back to the liaison, I've asked PwC, what are we doing in emergencies? When hurricane season come around, where are we staging? Where are we getting this information? How is this information being put out to the community? It goes back to what I said before. The community wants to know. The community wants their community to be safe also. Just don't think that you're the only figure that wants our community to be safe. Our community wants our community to be safe. That's why we have a program in my community that we check on each other.
Yes, sir.
You have to check on each other, not just when something drastic happens, but sometimes. I'll give you a prime example, and I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But I have a lot of people, let me rephrase that. I have some people that work for PwC that live in my district. So they know they can call me anytime. So they know I'm going to answer the phone. And I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but one of your employees have a neighbor who is renting a house whose air conditioner went out. And a renter lived in Florida and wasn't answering the call.
Okay, well, so what's the next step?
The next step is she called me. First thing I did was make sure she got an air conditioner. So you don't have an elderly person in their 80s when it was 100 and something degrees inside a house. And I contacted the owner to make sure he did what he's supposed to do and make sure he got the air conditioner fixed. That's what good neighbors do. They're not just in their bubbles. They're not just in their own little residence. They're looking out for their neighbors and their neighbor's neighbor to make sure that the entire community is being taken care of. Same thing when it comes to water preservation. We have to do the same thing. Same thing when it comes to hurricanes. We have to do the same thing. Same thing when it comes to fire bans. We have to do the same thing. We have to look out for our community. Look out for your neighbors, and your neighbors will look out for the entire community.
Is that contagious? How do you stay in that mind frame, and would you say that the rest of the council has that? Because so often folks in position of, or that have position, they sit in the ivory tower. You know, they know how to make a phone call to get some stuff done, but to actually take the action, which I will attest that you are that person that you are talking about right now. But how does that spread on to other leaders?
I don't speak for the rest of council. I can speak to the ones that I know who are doing the work. And sometimes that's all you have to do is tell one. I tell people,
plant the seed.
When you have a meeting and it's only 3 people there and you wonder how come people are not coming, tell those 3 to tell one. Then tell those 1 to tell another 1. Now you're already up to 9. 9 becomes 18. 18 becomes 36. 36 becomes 72. That's how you spread it. You just have to tell 1. And I'm not a social media person at all. You can go to my site. You very seldom see me post stuff on Facebook. I like face-to-face contact.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't send me a text. Call me. You know what I mean? So I can have a conversation. Because, you know, words can get conscrewed. You might be saying one thing and text something else.
Yes, sir.
Call me so I can know. The same thing with my community. The reason I don't have a problem taking 20 minutes to get out of my community, because they know I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk to them. So even if they think they waving, no, they flagging me down, wanting to know something. And what am I going to do? I'm going to tell them.
How do you stay energized? How do you avoid burning out?
Lamont, to much is given, much is required. There's a lot of people who gave back to me when I was coming up. See, now you're taking me back into the streets of Philadelphia, where I was doing things that
In
I
West
shouldn't.
Philadelphia,
West
you were born and
Philadelphia.
raised? Okay.
When I shouldn't have been doing, people, individuals, seniors gave back to me and put me in a position to be successful. I will never, ever forget that. I will always give back, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I'd probably be dead and gone or in jail somewhere right now as we speak. And a lot of people I grew up with is either dead or in jail right now as we speak. I was just having a conversation with Swan. We was talking about seniors on National Seniors Day that we're going to have on the 21st of August. And we kept asking ourselves, why do our seniors always give back? You know why? Because they're seniors. They've made it. You know what it's like to be 80 years old? It's a blessing.
I hope I get there.
You know what it's like to be 85? It's a blessing.
Right.
It is.
You got to give back. So you can have young individuals like this individual sitting here to carry on what you started.
Yes, sir.
Don't hold on to everything that you got and don't be a blessing to somebody else, because guess what? It's going to die with you. Let your legacy live when you're gone. I tell my son all the time, only thing I want you to do, son, is to be successful. Success doesn't come by how much material stuff you have, how much money you make. It's about how many people you have influenced along the way. That is the blessing that I'm talking about. And I hope in my time I have done something, said something, mentioned something to encourage somebody to do something they normally wouldn't do. That was a blessing.
Wow.
That's what keeps me motivated.
Yes, sir.
That's what keeps me encouraged. That's what keeps me going.
We in the right place to receive the word and to get the grace.
Drop a few amens.
I didn't want to stop you.
I ain't mean to preach. You get me in the conversation. That's why I was trying to tell you earlier. That's why I don't write stuff down when I talk. I just talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, take it when you hear me talk. It may not all come out the way I want it to come out, but it's gonna be 100.
This is the perfect time. I mean, what we're talking about today is all about giving back and protecting our community.
That's right.
So the word is good today, Councilmember.
Well, thank you so much, Teddy. As we talk about water conservation and we talk about giving back, we were talking on the break and we were talking about the interbasin transfer. That's another way that we have to protect our community.
It's a big deal.
We cannot let another community take 6 million gallons out of our river basin, the Cape Fear, and not put it back.
So let me tee that up for the audience, those who may be hearing about this for the first time. So the town of Fuquay-Varina put in a request for an interbasin transfer to receive 6 million gallons of water each day from the Cape Fear River and have it transferred into the Neuse River to help with some of their development needs and infrastructure needs. And what we're going through right now is a perfect example of why we need that request to be altered. This was something that was submitted to the North Carolina Environmental Quality Division, and we've asked them to take a look at that request and see if it can be changed, see if it can be altered, hopefully denied if that is what is necessary. But we cannot allow our community to suffer for the sake of another. We want to be good neighbors, as our Mayor Pro Tem was speaking about earlier in this program. However, we cannot do it at the detriment of our own community. So this is a decision that's still being reviewed and evaluated. We're waiting to get an update so we can share that with our listeners, with our community at large. But this is a perfect example of why that request needs to be changed. Go ahead, Teddy. I apologize.
Well, let me just also add, it's not just this community. It's every community that's
Downstream.
southeast of us.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, selfishly, we think of Fayetteville, but that's a great point, too. It's everything south, going down the river all the way to Wilmington, the coast. But no, it's not just the current needs of Fayetteville. I mean, the timing right now is, they're not the same, but it's an easy reminder about why the water is so important and why we got to find a way. And I know that we're still waiting on a decision on this, but Councilman, I appreciate you bringing that up, because this is a big deal for our, not just for right now, but the future growth
That's right.
of our community. And we are regularly seeing the interest of people from all over trying to come here, and it more than just residential, it's commercial and industrial. But without our water, we're going to be limited.
That's true. That's
And
true.
I mean, certainly it's a big deal for residential, but we need this for our future, the growth of our community, additional tax revenue that can come in to continue to bring back services to provide to everybody. So that I think under the concept of water conservation, we can't forget that. So it's great we can bring it up today as a reminder for our community.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take one more break. Then we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about the topic, and give some reminders as well of what's coming up for the month of July going into August for Fayetteville PWC. You're listening to PWC Connections on WIDU Radio. We'll be right back.
You have always put others before yourself. Put your country above all else. Given everything you can, every time. Now it's time to forge a new path. At Fayetteville State University, we believe your service is our debt. So we're offering free military family tuition. Yes, absolutely free. And with new programs like cybersecurity, anything really can happen. Fayetteville State University. Are you in?
You ever notice how most helpful information always seems to show up just a little too late? Like, oh, the deadline was yesterday. Or,
You know you could have saved money if you'd done that earlier.
timing matters. With smart timing, you can lower your energy costs by running appliances like washers, dryers, and dishwashers outside of peak hours. And by adjusting your thermostat just a few degrees higher between 3 and 6 in the afternoon, you can save even more. It's a simple shift that helps reduce strain on the energy grid, supports a more sustainable future, and keeps power reliable for everyone in our community. Because at Fayetteville PWC, we're committed to being environmentally responsible, dependable, and deeply invested in the place we all call home. Timing matters, and smart timing means savings. Learn more at startsaving at faypwc.com.
Hi, this is T.W. Campbell
And I'm Patricia Campbell.
of the Refuge Community Church, located at 2314 L.A. Dunham Road here in the God Bless city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. You can reach us at area code 910-483-6477. We're here to invite you to our early morning service each Sunday morning beginning at 8:30 in the morning. Our prayer is at 6 o'clock. Our intercessory prayer, Bible studies at 7 o'clock, which now is our Sunday school at night, and which we call the Word on Wednesday. Come and be a part of a growing community. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Hi, this is DJ Paul G.
And this is DJ 06. And we are the Gospel Blend Brothers. Join us every Friday
From 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. for
the Drive Time Gospel Mix.
as we get you to and from your destination.
Vibing on good gospel music.
In the mix.
On WIDU 99.7 FM and 1600 AM. The Drive Time Gospel Mix.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to PWC Connections on WIDU Radio. Today, my guests in the studio are our Mayor Pro Tem and District 6 Councilman, Mr. Derek Thompson, and a Fayetteville PWC Key Accounts Agent, Mr. Teddy Warner. We've been blessed to have some conversation about the overall community and as it relates to our water conservation measures and the Stage 1 voluntary stage alert that was put out there for the Fayetteville community in Cumberland County. Teddy, if you would, talk to us a little bit about what some of our key accounts customers can do during this time, and what message would you like to share with them about just overall restrictions, not only right now, but throughout the year?
Well, Lamont, you hit the nail on the head. This is a voluntary reduction. Like, we're not asking anybody to change their business operations, or especially things that are essential to their business needs. This is about creating an awareness. And it's not just for businesses, it's for the whole community, but as it relates to businesses, as the council member mentioned, I mean, we're all leading by example here. And I mean, it's the things, whether it's watering the grass at different times or trying not to water at all if possible. I mean, I know that's a challenge for some. I mean, we hit people want green grass, we get it. But I mean, another thing that we do regularly is leak detection. We've got census water meters, and I'm fortunate that with the technology and a lot of great folks around me in different departments, we communicate leak alerts daily to customers. And whether it's a phone call or an email, sometimes if it's urgent enough, we're going to go visit a customer. And I mean, an example of that is this past Friday, we visited with a larger commercial customer that's got a pretty big leak. And I'm no plumber. Like I'm not the one you want calling, but I can at least talk through some different ideas and strategies to find a leak and talk through the ways to address it. So if you are aware of a leak, or if you're not looking for leaks, that's a big deal right now too. So the main thing right now is just being conscious of your water usage, and if you do have different things it could be a leaking toilet, it could be an irrigation line in the yard. I mean, it could be, you name it. Those are the kind of things that if you haven't addressed it, well, now's a good time to do that. We all need to chip in and take these conservation measures, and hopefully all the rain that we've had last couple of days is going to help. But we can't be too prepared. We got to, just in case, be proactive, so that we don't have to go to a further than stage one.
Right. Are there any simple tips or advice that you share with the commercial customers to help them reduce their non-essential water use? Of course, we're not trying to slow down their day-to-day operations, but you gave one about checking leaks. I know that's a big one, but are there other tips and advice that you regularly share?
Well, again, I'm fortunate to have a lot of people that support us, so we monitor usage monthly, or beyond that, if we see something that's trending up, we'll reach out to the customer just to make them aware, because sometimes you just don't know. There's a lot of customers that are using a lot of water 24/7 because of their operations. They might not be aware, particularly if it's say it's a toilet, it's using a lot of water, it's going right down the sewer. So we've got these tablets, and Lamont, I know you know, because we took those out with the commercial client we met with on Friday, so they can check all the toilets on the premises, because sometimes you don't even know that toilet's running nonstop.
That's right.
But I mean, I guess that goes back to some of the things we do through the Key Account Program. Is if a customer has a question about their bill or their usage or whatever, they can reach out to us and we'll do an analysis on that, and we'll get back to them and go meet them. But I mean, it could vary from customer to customers. I mean, using a chiller to cool a building, that's something that is a major, they consume a lot of water. Just going through and checking those kind of things. So it's different for each business.
Right.
The main thing is that you got to know what's using water on your site, and just go through and check those and make sure, and create a system of maintenance, even if it's just regularly checking. It might not there may not be anything that needs to be done, but just be cognizant that some things need to be checked.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head. How do you alert your customers or our key accounts to stay more informed, to stay abreast, to not be oblivious to what's going on, and to always have that conservation mindset? And we always talk about time is money, but also waste of resources is also a waste of money.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, a gallon of water we save is one we never had to produce. So that's going to go back and save us money throughout the entire community too. But I mean, I really just, for us, I think there's many customers, and I know there's a couple of the council member would know if I share their names. They sometimes probably, like when we reach out, they're probably thinking, oh, here, he's reaching out again, or we're reaching out again. But it's about creating awareness about maybe it's high water usage that day, maybe it's sharing a general communication about whatever it might be. And we put, as soon as this was pushed out last week as a public notice, we shared it with all the contacts we had, and many acknowledged it, which we're appreciative of that. Some had questions, but that's really, like, we want people to be more engaged.
Right.
We want them to reach out to us, follow us on social media, share our posts, and like the council member said, I believe word of mouth, it goes far further than anything else, because it's real, particularly with the AI and everything. I'm not trying to go to another topic today, but word of mouth is really, I think, one of the things that we tend to forget is the easiest way to make an impact.
One thing I've noticed, especially with community meetings and sometimes having a conversation about annexation, it almost seems like some of our community feels like there's a divide when it comes to the city and PWC. So it's always an education process of, one, letting them know that we're an asset of the city, but also that we work in collaboration. How can we spread that message better, or just have a conversation, or get the community to better understand that we work collaboratively with each other?
Can I answer that, Lamont?
Please. Yes, sir. I
love the fact that PWC is available to come to a lot of these community watch meetings. If we can get sometimes the crime prevention specialists or whoever runs the meeting to invite PWC, that closes that gap. Because now you are part of the community. Because now you come to those meetings. Lexi comes to my meetings, to my community watch meetings. She comes to my chat and choose that I have. And my chat and choose designed so I can get community leaders all in one place to give it back to their communities. So you come to my chat and choose, you'll hit 16 communities just coming to one meeting. That's why it's imperative that you be part of that process, so you're not distanced, so you're not apart, that you are together with the city and you both have the same goals in mind.
Yeah. And we work together like this. For those who are looking at the Facebook, it's like we're unified. It's not this. We're not
That's
pointing
right.
the fingers
That's
at
right.
each other. We work together. And I run into it more often than I'd like to, of there seemingly wanting us to butt heads and be a divide. But that's just not how things get done.
That's because the information is not being exposed to them. Remember, I had early conversations about them just knowing. Just coming to the meetings and letting them see that. And Lexi does a great job of bridging that gap.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
She does a great job of bridging that gap. And they'll come out with a new vision on how they look at the city and PWC.
Teddy, before we get out of here, I got to give some reminders, but I would like to give you the opportunity, as well as the councilman, to give some closing words. And what are some things that you like our business customers or our industrial customers to remember about conserving water year round? And what can they do if they need to reach out to our key accounts team for questions or any assistance?
Well, I mean, Lamont, you've already kind of said it for me right there. Like our water, like this is the time that certainly we can talk about water conservation, but this is a year-round approach. We've really got to understand that the Cape Fear River, that's our, like, predominantly the water for our whole county. It's a big deal for us. We got to protect that, and I would love for folks to be more engaged about all the things that PWC does, not only in protecting the water, but how we put it back in the river. Like, since I've worked at PWC, that's one thing that it amazes me how the stewardship that we use to protect our water and our environment. And it's one thing too, just to piggyback again, I see nothing but positive things in working with the city. The city is one of my accounts, and every day there's at least something. And there's dozens of people that I work with at the city. It's always positive. And so I see this as a jumping off point right now as we talk about water conservation, but really as a point to talk about not only that the river is a major asset for us, it's what we need as a catalyst for future growth for our community in so many ways. So it just goes back to an awareness year-round about the water and why it's important.
Thanks for that.
Let me ask you a
Yes,
question.
sir.
How does PWC determine restrictions? Is it based on what levels?
The level in the river.
Yeah, so it's based on the level in the river.
Primarily looking at the water level in the Cape Fear River and where it is, and once it reaches a certain point, we know that we're at a normal standard, a regular standard. If it drops down, that lets us know that we need to take some provisions based off of that.
Gotcha. And I think our latest waterfall records, we're 1.8% below what we should be.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. Okay. I just wanted to know for my own edification.
No problem. Same with you. I'd like to allow you the opportunity to give some closing words to share with the community about the measures, the conservation measures throughout the year, as well as the collaboration with the city.
But yeah, collaboration with the city is paramount. We're trying to do a lot of things when it comes to water conservation, and we're trying to do a lot of things to expand our communities. We're trying to get infrastructure out to some of these rural areas so we can grow as a population. And you can't grow if you don't have water. We just got finished talking about the interbasin transfer. Well, that's going to be paramount as far as the growth comes. We have to do all that we can so we can get, this is going to be another topic, how we can get some state funding to help us do the expansions that we need to do to get growth, not just in Fayetteville, but in our surrounding areas. And PWC is a big part of that, because we can't have infrastructure if they don't have water and sewage. So just look for great things to come. Expansion across the city is happening, especially right now in the southwest part of Fayetteville. You'll see a lot of apartments going up. You see a lot of housing going up on Graham Road, or whether it's Bingham Drive, or whether it's Bailey Lake Road, or it's Fisher Road, or it's Stony Point Road. So there's developments that's all coming to my district in the southwest part of Fayetteville. And PWC is a big part of the planning process with these developers into making that happen. And with that, we need water supply, so all those, that's a full circle right there. You can't do one without the other.
That's right.
I was having a conversation, I ain't having a conversation, but it was a side conversation that I was having with my wife. There's a lot of things in life you can do without. There's a lot of things in life you can do without. There's two things you can't never do without.
Air and water?
Air and water.
That's right.
You can't live without air and water. Those are one of our prized possessions, and we have to make sure we hold on to every piece that we can get. So if you have a leaky faucet, if you have a leaky drain, if you have a leaky toilet, you have a leaky sprinkler system, whatever it is, please try to get it fixed, because they're not making no more water. The same amount of water on Earth 1,000 years ago is the same amount of water on Earth today.
That's right.
So
that's remarkable.
Thank you, sir.
I want to thank both of you gentlemen for making time to have this conversation with our audience. It's greatly appreciated, especially with the timing and preparation that was given for you to do so. And I would, graciously invite you to join us for another conversation in the future. You as well, Councilman. You know what we were originally going to discuss. So
yes,
if I can get that tea back up again, I'll
just
see
call
if you're
me and
available.
I'll pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I'm always available.
For our listeners, we've been talking so much about water, but I also want to remind you all that right now we are in the summer peak hours when it comes to electric. So the summer peak hours are going to run until the end of October, and the time frame that you want to shift your consumption is 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Those 3 hours are when the electric rate is 35% higher. The other 21 hours of the day is when it's 35% less. So you can go to our website to get more information about shifting your consumption to the off-peak hours. Also know that we're in the midst of hurricane season, which runs until the end of November. So again, go to our website, get information from our Storm Central page on how you can be prepared. Get a copy of the latest storm preparation guide as well, and how you can put together an emergency plan and learn more about our medical priority plan. Also want to shout out some of our line workers who participated in the Nick Ames Rodeo that was held May 19th and 21st in Dallas, North Carolina. And those winners, we had Blaine Nunnery, who placed second overall in the competition. Clayton Davis, he got a third place finish. Cody, Dustin, they also got third place finishes. You can get more information about the Nick Ames Rodeo and the participants who placed, again, on our website, faypwc.com. We'll be back on WIDU Radio in August, Monday, August 10th. Please tune in. Again, I'd like to thank our guests, Councilman Thompson, Teddy Warner, for making time to have this conversation. And of course, we'd like to thank the WIDU platform for allowing us up here yet again. Thank you for listening as well. We'll be back. Have a great day. Have a great week. Take care.